Hi, I'm Jill Maurer. Today I'm asking the question, can just anyone design? And the reason I'm asking this is because I just read an article about the New Zealand Navy, and they have come out with a highly technical new ship. It looks futuristic. It's a new battleship called the Aotearoa. And of course they hired designers and they hired people to create this ship. And then what they did was they said, okay, what we're going to do to create the logo that will go on the ship is we're going to open this to everyone. We are going to, you could call it a competition, you could call it crowdsourcing, but we're going to open this to anybody. Anybody has the opportunity to try and design a logo for the ship. And if you win and you are chosen, your design they will pay you for your design and it will appear on this naval ship. There was a backlash. Some designers said, wait a minute, you've just slapped the face of every designer on the planet because you paid people money to design the ship, but instead of hiring a professional design firm for the logo, you've just let anybody and anybody attempt to create it. I take issue with that side. First of all, of course they paid people to design the battleship. They're not going to want me designing the battleship, but they might give me a crack at the logo. There has been the concept of design competition since the beginning of design. There have been competitions especially for public spaces, for public art, for public architecture, furniture design, and the notion that you have to hire a professional firm for everything that's ever designed, I think actually hurts design. There's a lot to be said for opening up a competition. They're not excluding designers. Designers can submit logos, but just like sometimes in furniture competitions, the person who won was an architect. The person who wins this logo design may be an architect. They may be a graphic designer. Maybe they're a jewelry designer. Maybe they've never considered themselves a designer and just love the New Zealand Navy and are an artist and wanted to take a crack at it and had the winning design. This is really about the winning design, not about the laurels of the person who designed the logo. What's really underlying this whole issue is this notion that some people are more qualified to be designers than others. I would actually agree. Some people are more qualified to be designers than others, but not for the reason that has been put forth up until now. What's been put forth up until now is that they need to hire a big firm with big name people who have the right degrees from the right places to design this logo. I take another approach and I say that if you are human, you are already prepared to be a designer. You have the underlying skill to be a designer. There are two things that you need to do to move forward to get better at design. One is you need to have a purpose. So you know that you are creating something for a specific audience. It is a message or something that is useful to a specific audience. You have that in your mind that is your intention. That is the first thing. The second thing is you need training. You need practice. You can get this practice and this training in a number of ways. You can study on your own. You can practice, experiment, try. You can get training. You can get formal training in graphic design. You could also get formal training in architecture. You could get formal training in some other aspect of design. But it doesn't have to be formal training. You don't have to have a degree, in my opinion, from a specific place to develop design skills and become a designer. So in summary, in my opinion, this is not hurting design. It's actually facilitating design. The fact that the New Zealand Navy said, hey, see if you can design this logo, we'd love to see it, I think actually helps design. I would like to say that I would have a different opinion if this wasn't a public endeavor to go on what is essentially a public ship. If somebody were going to make a lot of money off this logo, perhaps they were going to sell t-shirts, they were going to go on to make a lot of money for this logo, then I would have a problem. It's not so much with letting anybody design it, but it's with what the person would make who did design it. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't do it, but that's where you start getting, not so sure about that. It is for everyone, and it makes sense that the logo would be designed by anyone who is qualified to do so. So that's my opinion. What is your opinion? Tell me what you think. Can just anybody be a designer? I upload videos every week, always about design, and I hope you'll subscribe and join me. See you next week.